right. We are live, looks like. Amazing. Already at 3 likes. I love it. Love it. If you can hear me and if I sound good, in the chat box, you can just hit the number 1. That would be helpful. If you can hear me and if I sound good, hit that number 1 in the chat box. Victoria, Hoover. Does it keep buffering on your end, or is that just me? So my end, it shows like the little buffer sign. Is it buffering for you, or is your end okay as far as the stream is concerned? Seems good on your end. Okay, 40. Yeah, because like right now it shows as buffering. But I don't know if that's... It is okay over here? Okay, so I guess I shouldn't necessarily be concerned if it's... I mean, it says excellent connection, but then it does show the buffering sign. All right, well, the buffering thing's gone now. But there's also a delay, so I don't know if... Right, I don't see any massive complaints. Very good. Okay, well, all good way up here in Canada. Very good. Well, as always, this is viewer driven, so we'll kind of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But as I always kind of have learned to start off every stream with, if you've been here before and you know you're going to like, please hit that like button. We hit a new record yesterday of likes, but we are now on, I believe, an 8-day streak of at least 100 likes, which is encouraging. Now, if you're brand new, first off, welcome. Great to have you. No need to hit the like button because, to be fair, maybe you won't like what you see here. But if you've been here before and you know that you're going to like, please remember to hit that like button. Let's get this up to at least 100 and potentially maybe even set a new record today. Shamir King is, guys, any penny stocks that is going to go up in the next few hours? Shamir, why are you wasting your time with penny stocks? That would be my first question. Why are you wasting your time with penny stocks? There are such better ways out there than to be spending your time with penny stocks. Low liquidity garbage. You fall under the pattern day trading rule. Yeah, sure, you can make that work, but penny stocks can move big. You don't need a lot of money. That's true, but there are still other ways out there that make penny stocks pure garbage. But I don't know. Shamir, he asked that before the stream even started, so I don't know if he's even here right now, so I won't harp on that too much. Hoover Flag Trader, ESNQ will most likely trend up all day. Think so? Did you ever join Hoover Flag Trader? I have not seen you in the community, and you told me yesterday that you were joining yesterday. So, what's up with that? Or I guess to be fair to you, maybe you did join and you're just lurking in the shadows. You didn't step out and introduce yourself, but you seem like a chatty fella. Clay, switch to the pro account. Fantastic. Good job on passing. Welcome to the world of pro accounts. Trader is prohibited to limit or down during periods. Any trade that is open during limit. Yeah, there's certain... You're trying to join. So it went from I'm joining yesterday to trying to join. What do you mean you're try again later? Hoover, what's going on here? What do you mean you're trying to join? Is there a problem? You said that yesterday, though. That's the problem, Hoover. Do you see why my confidence is wavering in you? He's not here anymore? Okay. What is the limit up and limit down period? I believe that what you're referring to are the news periods. They don't want you trading over certain news events, but they'll always email you and tell you, hey, today's one of those news events. Don't be in the trade. What? Okay, Hoover. Here's the link I'm going to send you. I'm going to walk you through it. Ready, Hoover? Okay, there's the link. Right here, if you click join our community, right there. Boom, just like that. You see how the price is just like that, Hoover. Look at this. Personalized customer service. Just like that. If you want to join, click that, and then boom. There you go. Samuel, I am new to trading and I have been learning with a demo account. Can you explain more on candlesticks? Like, do you have a video that explains them? I do, Samuel. I have a lot of stuff but it's way more than candlesticks. So if you want to learn from me, this is what I offer. I'll link it to you, and you can do with it what you will. There you go. That is my mentorship program, whatever you want to call it, coaching program, training program, all that is at that link. Hey Clay, what's up? Have you ever traded with patterns and fib levels, and how do you feel about them? Yeah, I've traded with both, and I am a fan of both. Hey, it's Bald Eagle. Bald Eagle is here. Thanks. Good morning. Kevin. Hey, Kevin from Lakeland, Florida, if I remember. If I remember how you usually introduce yourself, but you're not introducing yourself that way anymore. Remember, hit that like button if you are enjoying. What we're looking at here is the NQ. So I had a pretty wild ride today. Started off thinking out. So this is how, for the people that are kind of wondering, okay, futures, do they move? Are they volatile? They're very volatile. This morning, I had a trade where I was like, booyah, here we go. I love to start off the morning with green. I hit the exit button expecting green, and this showed up as negative 400. So that fast, it went from me being in the green, thinking I was in the green. So from me seeing that to the nanosecond that I took the brain waves, the electrons get down to my fingers to say, hey, muscle in your finger, press that button. However, I don't know how long that takes. Not very long. When I did that, and something changed. Now, what I think happened was I did the exit at market. So I clicked the gray button. So when you're doing a market, you're just paying whatever prices. So if the spreads are a little bit wider, that would help explain it. But point being is I started off thinking I was going to be green and then staring at a number right there that was minus 400. So I was able to battle back, and I'm sitting nice now. But yeah, futures can move, and futures can move very quickly. And me, man, you're not hanging out anymore. You used to actually hang out. Then you got in these prop firms, and you're too cool for us now. All right, well, again, none of this is just me thinking out loud. But I don't know. If you think this is no longer a healthy pullback, that seems to be the line to watch. Does it break and flush down through? You could, if that is your entry point, to get short somewhere right around there, and you have your stop up over there. So there's your risk box. But even if it moves down to VWAP, you can see right there relative. So if that's your risk box and that's your reward box, you could be looking at a nice potential trade. But we are also potentially just forming an ascending triangle here too. So let's get this ascending triangle drawn out. Whoops. Horizontal line. There we go. So is this actually not? So there's the support part. No, that doesn't even look like it. Okay. These lines are too thick, because that does actually have an upward slope to it. So upward slope. There we go. So a bit of an ascending triangle here forming. So you might have some bulls that still believe in the overall uptrend that are saying, Clay, what are you talking about going short? I still believe this is an uptrend. And they might be they're looking for a breakout to get continuation to the upside. But I will say now, if this move comes back down, you got to think that's probably going to be pretty discouraging. Ask yourself, if you were along and you bought somewhere down around here and you see this move and then it goes all the way away, yeah, you're probably going to be feeling relatively discouraged. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, Emmy. Shamir King, oh, you're back. Penny stock. Shamir, why are you trading penny stocks? Curious, why penny stocks? Because you may lead perfectly into why Pam's plant is going to be the answer for you. Pam's plant, I'm going to try to make Pam's plant famous on this live stream. If you've already heard of Pam's plant, hit that like button, assuming you like Pam. If you are persuaded by Pam's plant, I guess hit the like button if you've heard Pam's plant and are persuaded by it. I think it's a pretty persuasive argument. So what's the ES looking like? That's what I got to get the ES up on here too, because I know a lot of people do care about the ES. And I should note that if you have a request for a stock, for a Forex pairing, for a future market, for whatever, for a crypto, $5 super chats guarantee that it happens. I may get to it without a super chat, but I just don't make any promises that I will get to it. Same with questions. I don't promise that I'll see your question or answer your question, but $5 super chats do bring it to my attention, and I'll answer it right away. So just keep that in mind. ES. ES. There we go. So here's the ES. So what's it? So ES. All right. So you got to think this line right here. I like these sorts of trend lines right here. Why do I like those sorts of trend lines? Because that took about 2 ounces of skill to draw. So when you have trend lines in there that you got to think a lot of people have drawn because they're just so kind of there, they're so quote unquote easy to draw. Then you got to think a lot of people are watching that trend line, which bring about, those ideas of self-fulfilling prophecies. Where, if enough people are watching a certain level and wondering the same things, like I said, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some dynamic movement. So no guarantees, but certainly valid to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that a break of that level right there on the ES very well could create some upwards buying pressure. Again, no guarantees, that's why risk management matters, but wow, that is quite the in-your-face trend line that you got to think everybody and their brother, uncle has drawn. I bought MSCI, VO, and other ETF, but just want to try penny. Yeah, but why do you want to try penny stocks? Is it because you're worried about the pattern day trading rule because you have a smaller account? Like, I'm just trying to understand what draws you to penny stocks. Because you think you can get bigger gains? Hoover, did you get it figured out? Which one did you get signed up, Hoover? BDTX went up. Yeah, we talked about BDTX yesterday. But BDTX also just kind of illustrates how's the NQ doing. All right, so still kind of putzing around within the pattern. You can get gains that you can invest in other big stock. Okay, that is true, Shamir. Can people still see me? I have an error message on my end. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. All right, let me try refreshing, see if that goes away. Okay, I don't know. Did anything ever cut out on any of your end? Did any of you get it? Did it cut out? For me, there was like a playback error, but I don't know if that actually affected anybody here. Hoover, okay, hopefully you understand where I'm coming from here, Hoover. But like, are you being serious? Or are you kind of just like trolling around? Good here, okay. Okay, there is the link, Hoover. There is the link. And then this is the page. And then all you do is you click on that yellow button. The yellow button will turn green. That's all you got to do, Hoover. Okay, I will believe you that you are serious. So there you go. I just tagged you for the link. Of course, anybody else is welcome to join too. But you'll go to this page. You'll click on that. This, by the way, this was a good time. The background image went out to Denver, and we hiked what was called the incline. So anybody out in like the Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs, I think was the actual city. But this thing was a beast. It was, I forget what it was, like 2,800 steps or something at a super high, it was intense. But yeah, we met up with members out there, and we several of us made it to the top, including Robin. Robin's a beast. She did a very good job. But yeah, it was a good time. Good time. FLNC is a stock that seems to have good fundamentals. I don't know anything about fundamentals, Benjamin. I am a technical trader. I trade with these things charts, but I'm the last person you'd want to ask about cash flow statements or balance sheets or anything like that. PE ratios. Good morning. Just watch your video. Yeah. Did that make sense, Joseph, about when it makes sense to start to get more aggressive with your prop firm accounts? Did that all that make sense? Nice. We're at 29 likes already. Keep hitting that like button if you're enjoying. But Shamir, so Shamir says you can get gains that you can invest, that I think he means that you can't get with other stocks. So Shamir, this is kind of a fallacy, and I understand why with penny stocks, but so penny stocks, yeah, they can make big moves. I'm not refuting that, but let's just take a look real quick at the NQ here. So Shamir, are you here right now, Shamir? I'm gonna give a little bit of an insight into why futures are just way better than stocks, and especially way better than penny stocks. So this distance from right here, from that point, so if the price were to go here and then rise all the way up there. So I think we'd all agree. I mean, that's by no means a tiny distance. We're at the trend line. What's going to happen? Are we getting the breakdown? Mapped that out earlier. But this distance here, again, it's not a tiny distance, but I don't think anybody would say, like, that's an epic distance either. But in the world of futures, that is, if you look at these numbers, there's a difference there of 50. So that means that is 50 points. That's what you would say. Things are measured in futures in points. So that distance, and I just want you to keep in mind, that small little distance there, again, not tiny, but by no means massive. I would say a relatively small distance. But that right there is 50 points. So in the world of futures, 1 point is worth $20. So if this were to move up 50 points, so if the price were to cover that distance, then let's just do some basic math here. And I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence, but I'm not the smartest cookie. No, I'm not the sharpest tool. There we go. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So if we're saying that that movement was 50 points and each point is worth 20, and that's per contract, right there, that distance there was $1,000. So if you were to have owned one contract of this type of future, that movement right there is $1,000. But there is a problem. Okay, Clay, well, but how much is it going to cost you to get access to that $1,000, right? Because if this was a stock, you might need $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to buy enough shares in order to get access to that sort of movement. Now, in penny stocks, yeah, maybe you need a little bit less because that's the argument. But there's always a flip side of, yeah, well, how often does a penny stock actually make those sorts of moves? I mean, usually you got to wait like days, weeks, months, and then you finally get maybe some sort of move. And that's a big maybe because a lot of times they just drift down to zero and you don't make anything anyways. But here, I mean, these sorts of movements, it's not like uncalled for. If a future makes a 50-point type of move within, several minutes or an hour, nobody's going to be like, whoa, what? That just made a 50-point move? That nobody's going to say that. Nobody's going to say that. So there we go. So the question becomes, well, how much money would you actually need to get access to that 50-point move, which per contract would be $1,000? Well, that's where the prop firms come into play because prop firms are a way where you can put very little of your money at risk, yet you can have a whole lot of upside potential. Let me move this down. So in this situation, the bare minimum that would be required is you could get $25,000 of purchasing power and it would cost you $105. And then that would actually allow you to buy up to 3 of those contracts. So the numbers I was just showing you was, again, just based on one contract. But you could have gotten up to 3 of those contracts, so that 50-point move would have been worth $3,000. But again, how much money was actually required from you? Just $105. So that is why, Shamir, I would say I understand why you think penny stocks are good because I can get bigger moves. Well, no, you can get even bigger moves more often for less money if you're trading futures through a prop firm. So that's a perfect example of why I say, you are, and there we go. There we go. Did anybody take that? Anybody take it to the short side? There it was. So for the non-believers in the trend, they're getting paid very nicely right now. Because there is the breakdown, and of course, no guarantee. Well, I could see maybe a little bit of a hesitation point right there. Let's get that mapped out just in case. So maybe a little bit of a hesitation right there, but I think this thing has more than realistic chance to get down there to that dotted yellow line, which is VWAP. Dr. Tanner took it. Very good. $2 to pass my test. How much do I make from the profit? Well, Shamir, so the way the prop firm works is first you've got to pass a test, prove yourself. So if you're doing this, then the goal is you've got to show that you can make $1,500, but you are not allowed to lose $1,500. And then after you pass the evaluation, so assuming you know what you're doing and can do that, then you move into the pro account, and then you would be keeping 80% of what you make. So, and again, all that you would have on the line, all that you would have at risk is the cost of the account. That's the key part. That's the risk management part of it. Because if you do something really ridiculous and stupid, lose your mind, go on tilt, start revenge trading, or maybe just get caught in like a nasty spike and you lose $1,500, it's not $1,500 that's coming out of your pocket. It's only $105. Because yes, you would lose the account. They would take the account away from you, but you can always get another account if you want. But the point is, if you have one of those, oops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot, I would rather have the quote unquote, but I learned a lot cost you $105 compared to the $1,500. Test passed. Good job, Dan. I'm trying to think. Was that a 50,000 account you got? Hit the like button for Dan. He just passed his eval. 25. Good job, Dan. Very good job. Again, if you want me to take a look at anything that you're in. So, all right, well, we're here at the point, and as I said, look at that. Did I not say that it could hesitate there? And look at it. That big red candle just happened to stop right there and just happened to bounce up from there. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm patting charts on the back, though. Are charts a perfect tool? They are not, but are they a tool that I would argue is worth learning? Yes, absolutely. FM, no, nope, not during the evaluation. Well, I need to think about that. I'm just curious. Like, I'm trying to get in the mind of somebody that's just, they see that and then they're like, I need to think about it. What exactly do you need to think about? Like, I'm telling you right now, you're wasting more capital on penny stocks, and penny stocks are garbage. Penny stocks, yeah, they can make big moves maybe, but I mean, the penny stock thing is just your capital is not being efficiently used. Hey, Clay, I already have an account. Oh, you've been a member before, Hoover, Flag Trader? Yeah, you can just renew it then. Oh, you so close to hitting VWAP before bouncing back up. What's the ES up to? Again, still watching that trend line right there. Now, what would be interesting to me is right here. Could you do something where if this comes up a bit more, you basically set an order right there to get short, and then you just put a stop above the high. But the key is you want to see this candle stay small, because if it gets too big, then your risk profile gets too big. But like right there, I could see getting short right here, stop above here. So very small risk, but if this thing just even rolls back over to the right there, relative to what was being risked, you'd be looking at a very good situation. So there you go. There's the entry. And the stop is up here at the crosshair. We're getting movement down. Yeah. NQ 5-minute looking pretty interesting. Look at this. Now you're getting a pretty big hammer candle. And also, that's one of these areas. I'll draw it on the 2-minute. But we have one of those trend lines that you got to think everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn. So you could be getting one of those self-filling type prophecy type movements. Yeah, that has served its purpose. Yeah, I think that one still should probably, yeah. But this trend line right here, got to think a lot of people have drawn in this trend line right here. So if it breaks that trend line, is that going to be the golden goose that sends another round of momentum to the upside? Maybe. As I was saying, if you have a request for a stock or for a crypto or for whatever you're in, $5 super chats, I will do it, and I will do it right away. Same with questions. But outside of that, you don't have to do that. I'm not making any promises that I'll actually see your request or, actually do it. But $5 super chats, it draws my attention, and I will do it right away. Might be false hammer. Well, I mean, everything, you can play that game with anything. Like anything you see, you could say that might be false. So, I mean, you're not wrong, but if you take that logic, then you'll probably never make a trade because it might be false. You know what I mean? Do you use level 2 for futures anymore? No, I don't really use level 2s. In the world of futures, it's this over here. I just include this because I know some people do enjoy watching it and seeing it, but I don't use it. Maybe I should, but I don't. Almost at 50. Can we get 11 more likes real quick? If we could hit 50 likes before even 30 minutes in, that'd be amazing. You're going long here? All right. I'm a little worried about you, though, Hoover Flag Trader. I think I'm going to see you tomorrow. Like, did you sign up? You're like, no, today. I'm a little worried. Well, here we go. We are approaching the level. Does it break? Do you believe in it? But this is the line. You got to think a lot of people are watching. A break there. You got to think, great chance it at least goes up to the purple line there. 50-period moving average. Hoover is adding. Well, let's just hope this does not roll over for Hoover, or else he's probably not going to be the most happy camper. What are the overall markets looking like today, though? Let's take a quick look at those. SPY. Oh my. Hopefully everybody sees the main problem here. I mean, this is why, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's probably what it is. But even if you just want to say that, that means self-fulfilling prophecies exist. But look at this thing. Can you see the problem area? If you cannot see the problem area, that's okay. I would just submit to you that you have more work to do when it comes to your chart vision and understanding of charts. But look at that pink line there, the 200-period moving average. When levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance. So right there is the day it was broken. And then you can see after that, price bounced up. Oh, rejected. Oh, rejected. Oh, rejected. And then today, oh, rejected. So goodness, you could throw this into a textbook of the 200-period moving average, why it's one that you should use even for no other reason. It can carry a lot of self-fulfilling prophecies with it. But, just look at this. Classic example of this area now behaving as resistance. That's not to say that it can't break through it, but, unbelievable. That is definitely kind of the key level where if there's going to be any sort of legitimate bounce upwards, it's all about that level right there. And that's certainly going to be a key area. And then even I think on the 30-minute, is that what was going on there too? Yeah, even on the 30-minute, check it out. So we have the 30-period, 200-period moving average swooping down. And again, rejected, rejected. Now what we do have right now though, so if I just turn this into an upward trend line, and then we have that kind of right there. So we do have a bit of a bull pennant here that's forming. So does this bull pennant sometime throughout the course of the day get the break to the upside? Totally possible, but as of right now, yeah, 200-period moving average, both on the 30-minute time frame and the daily time frame, being a thorn in the side of the bulls, no doubt about it. 5 more likes. If you're not using level 2s, where are you getting price? I don't care about price. Well, I care about price, but not like, oh, there we go. It's knocking on the door. It's trying to push through. But if you can get price over here. See that? You can get price up here. But it's not like the quote-unquote price is not nearly as important as like a stock or something like that. But yes, that is how, you can look at these numbers, but I just look over at the chart. So for example, look at this. Let's just say I want to buy right here. So I'm going to buy right here. Oops, let me change this. So I'm going to buy right here, click buy. And then let's just say my stop loss is going to be down there. Now I can look at the numbers right here and I can see, okay, so 44 up to 75, that's about 30 points. So, and if you know how much 1 point is worth, then you can quickly do the math in your head about how much you would be risking. So that's how I get it. I'm not saying that's how you need to get it, But yeah, there are plenty of ways to, okay, and learn to love this button up here. Because I almost just forgot, and I almost was going to leave these numbers out here. But click the gray button, boom, those orders are canceled. Clay, have you seen CRVO? Are you trading CRVO, the Soul Engine? CRVO. CRVO. Are you trading this one? I mean, quite the breakout here. To give credit where credit's due. Broke there. In fact, let's. So if we say you bought the breakout right there at 970. And it's gone up as high as 1190. 4 more likes. 4 more likes. Ooh, getting stuck at the trend line. Stuck at the trend line. What's ES up to? Oh, stuck at the trend line. Stuck at the trend line. Stopped out, break even. Got greedy. It happens. Did you figure out how to renew your account, Flag Trader? There we go. Is it going to get up to that 50 period? Same with the NQ. There we go. Like I said, I think that 50 period, of course, is not guaranteed, but I don't think that's out of the realm of reality at all. And then after that, we do have the top part of that. Remember that former ascending triangle that we were talking about earlier? We still have that level up there. J-Mo, hey, what's up? Hit that like button, J-Mo. That'll get us to 30. There we go. There's 48. Come on, 2 more likes. I guess we're past the 30-minute mark, but that's okay. Almost at halfway to the goal of 100. You got your account. So you are officially in Hoover Flag Trader? Is that what you're telling me? Go introduce yourself in the lounge. And that, there we go. There's a 50 period. The EMS or ES. Yep, there we go. ES up to the now next target. Going to be that overnight high up there at 57.60 here for the ES. And yeah, like I said, this is a problem point right here around the 2060 mark. Could be a problem point. Hey, relax, do. Hey, we're over 50 likes. Fantastic. So nice breakout of the trend line. It took a little bit of patience, but nothing crazy happened. It's not like it pushed up through there. But yeah, now I'm very curious. Can it battle through 2060? That'll be a very, I think, interesting battle if it can get up there. But if it can push up through there, especially a high volume break, then yeah, I mean, I don't see why it couldn't have a very realistic shot at getting back up to the overnight high, which is that pink line there. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So the Soul Engine, I asked if he was trading CRVO because I was going to just give a good example of how, you know, how Pam's plan is just so much better than stocks. These people keep trading these garbage stocks. Again, if you are a day trader, trading stocks, trading options, trading crypto, trading Forex is a waste of your time, a waste of your capital. Those things are garbage. I understand that can be a inflammatory statement, but I have a good reason behind that known as Pam's plant. So I am more than willing to back up what I'm saying. Clay took the break of the downtrend. Thanks, Clay. Good job, Velting. Good job. You're getting paid very nicely. Congrats. What's the ES up to? Struggling there a little bit at the 50 SMA. The 5 is, I mean, just beautiful on the 5. Came down, hammer, So, I mean, beautiful textbook stuff there. Jack Starlight. Hi, Clay. What do you suggest to daily trade instead of crypto or stocks? Good question. Is anybody else kind of in Jack's shoes where you're trading crypto or stocks or options or Forex? Let me ask this. Is anybody either never traded futures or don't know what futures are? If that is you, hit the number 5. Again, you don't know, you've never traded futures, or you don't even know what futures are. So maybe you've heard of futures, but you've just never traded them, or you don't even know what futures are. If that's the case, hit the number 5 in the chat box. Hit the number 5 in the chat box if that is you. Again, you've heard of futures, but you've never traded them, or you've just never even heard of futures. Hit the number 5 in the chat box. Always curious to kind of know where the audience stands on that topic. Micah trades. Big 5. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, a lot of people. Like I said, I'm going to make an inflammatory statement, but then I'm going to offer you, wow, a lot of people. Then I'm going to offer you Pam's plant, okay? And you are more than welcome to push back against Pam's plant, but I have not yet seen anybody make a significant push with it. So if you're trading, yep, there, yeah, good call, Hooch. Right here, back test right off the trend line. Beautiful stuff there. Back test. I mean, check that out. You can't make that stuff up. When levels of resistance are broken, they tend to act as support. There is the back test. Wow, a lot of 5s. Okay, so let me first just make something that'll maybe offend you, but just please bear with me. If you are in the category of day trader, so I want to day trade, I'm a day trader. If you're in that category, so I'm not talking to investors, I'm not talking to swing traders, but day traders. If you're trading stocks, options, Forex, or crypto, you are wasting your time. Those things are garbage compared to Pam's plant. So what is Pam's plant, you may ask? Well, let's take a look here at Pam's plant. So Pam's plant, the P of it. If you're in stocks and options and you don't have $25,000, you fall under what is known as a pattern day trading rule, which means you can only make 3 day trades every 5 days. And a day trade being you buy and sell in the same day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days because of the pattern day trading rule if you have under $25,000. In the world of futures trading, which is what I'm advocating here, futures trading, there's no pattern day trading rule. You can trade as often as you want. The A, futures are open essentially around the clock. They're closed on Saturdays, but they open up Sundays at 6 p.m., and then they're open pretty much around the clock after that until they close for the quote-unquote weekend on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So in other words, if you're busy, you're still going to be able to find at least some slice of time to be able to make some trades, which again, and they can be day trades because there's no pattern day trading rule. The M, this is a big thing, the movement. The movement is amazing, but the ability to control it is the best part. And I'll show you that here in a little bit by making some trades, and I'll show you exactly the bare minimum of movement you could expect, but then also how you can control the movement and make it bigger or smaller. You have a whole lot of power in terms of just how volatile, how much movement you're getting within a position. And then the first S. So yes, I realize Pam should only have one S, but it is what it is. The first S, you can short whenever. A lot of people, I want to short micro caps. I want to short penny stocks. I want to short small caps because they're very volatile. They make big movements. They go down. And that's true. But with that, you have to go through the hassle of locating shares, and then you have to pay extra fees because you got to pay locate share or locate fees and this. And I mean, there's all sorts of extra fees you have to pay, and you got to go and locate all that. With futures, you just short. No extra fees. You don't have to locate anything. You can just go short. It's not a big deal at all. So the time savings is immense, and the extra fees, there are none. The second is stop scanning, meaning you're going to trade the same thing every day because every day that same thing is going to give you multiple opportunities. Whereas if you're doing stocks or crypto or stuff like that, well, you got to wake up early. What's the hot stocks? What's the news? What's moving? What's getting, and you got to do all this sort of stuff. Sometimes you have to pay for scanners, and that's just, none of that is needed. Save yourself the time, save yourself money of needing to pay for scanners because you know what you're going to trade, and you're going to trade it every single day, and you get to skip all of that. Now we move into the plant, and that is using prop firm. So prop firm power, what is this power that a prop firm gives you? The first is low capital required. So the prop firm that I am using and that I recommend is right here. Take Profit Trader, use that link so you can take advantage of the promotions. But the way it works is you put very little of your money at risk, and then you pass a test. And once you pass the test, you move into what's called a pro account. And then when you're in that pro account, the money that you begin to make, you can start to withdraw it and put it right into your own bank account. But the point here is low capital required. So if you want $25,000 of buying power, it's going to cost you $105. On the other end of the spectrum, if you want $150,000 of buying power, it's going to cost you $250. So you don't need a lot of money at all to get involved in the game. And then there's the risk component, which is next, that being the added risk control, which is, I would argue, the biggest thing. And it comes in two forms. Number one, the prop firms are going to impose rules upon you. But these rules are going to force you to focus on the thing that matters most to day traders, and that is risk management, risk control. Yes, there's rules. Yes, you must follow those rules. But again, those rules are designed to make you have to focus on managing risk, controlling risk, and that is the skill that if you ever want to have success as a trader, you're going to need to have. You've got to be able to manage and control risk. And then the second is it protects your own money. How so? Well, let's say you just have a bad day. You have a bad day, you go on tilt, you do something stupid, or maybe you're behaving, but then the market just makes some sort of crazy move. And the way it works is during the test. So for the 25,000, the goal is to pass the test. You've got to be able to make 1,500, which in the world of futures, that's very doable. Maybe you're like, I've never made $1,500 before. But futures, think back to Pam's plant. They can move. There is great movement. $1,500 is very reasonable. But at the same time, you're not allowed to lose $1,500. Or if you're on the 50,000 buying power account, the goal is to make 3,000, but you're not allowed to lose 2,000. But let's say, like I said, you get stuck in a spike, something crazy happens, or you lose your mind, you go on tilt, you revenge trade, and then you lose $2,000. The question is, did you lose $2,000 of your capital? No, you did not. You only lost the cost of the account, which was $119 in this case. So in other words, you have very, very little risk on the line in the sense of your personal capital. And when you have that, you're going to be able to survive a whole lot longer because it comes down to the, oops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. How much is the, oops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot, going to cost you? If you're using your own money, that could very realistically cost you $2,000. But if you're using and going through a prop firm, that only costs you the cost of the account. Because yes, they will take the account away from you. Now you can always purchase an account again and try again. But as far as the specific account, because you violated that rule, then yes, they would take the account. But it would have only cost you $119 to learn the lesson as opposed to $2,000. So that is the A. And then the N, nuclear explosion growth. You can do something called copy trading. So with Take Profit Trader, the prop firm that I'm showing you there, you can have up to 5 accounts. And then you can copy a trade onto the other account. So for example, if you make one trade and you make, let's just say, $300 on it, well, if you copy that to your 4 other accounts, then you actually made that $300 trade 5 times. So sure, you only made it once and made $300, but you'd actually be walking away with $1,500 because that $300 trade multiplied by 5, because you copied it to your other accounts, there you go, $1,500 in your pocket. Now, of course, this can work against you if you are don't know what you're doing and you're acting crazy, then yes. This would be like reverse nuclear explosion growth. But the whole point being is if you're in a groove, you have a strategy, you know what you're doing, then you can expedite your gains that much more. And then the T, tax reporting is easy. Prop firms will just send you a 1099 form, and that's it. So when it's time to go do your taxes, you will hand your accountant that one sheet of paper of the 1099, and that is it. Very, very straightforward when it comes to the tax reporting. So that is why I would say stocks, options, crypto, and Forex are just a waste of your time, a waste of your capital, and just don't make a whole lot of sense at all when there is such a thing as futures trading and then using a prop firm for it. Again, if you disagree, if you think that I'm missing something, you're by all means, you can challenge, you can push back, but just make sure you're pushing back against Pam's plant. All I've had most times is, well, Clay, you're a con man. Clay, you're a scammer. Clay, you're doing this because you're getting an affiliate. Clay, you don't even know how to trade. Clay, you're a terrible trader. And it's like, okay, to advance the conversation, let's just assume all those negative things about me are true. Okay, there we go. They're all true about me. Now let's talk about Pam's plant. What exactly do you disagree about with Pam's plant? What exactly do you think Pam's plant is not offering you? That's something else. Let's talk about Pam's plant, not me. That's the ad hominem fallacy, right? So don't talk about me. We're just going to assume everything negative about me is true. Now let's talk about Pam's plant. And I've yet to have anybody that's been able to actually do that. So, but yes, that is Pam's plant. What is a scanner? A scanner is a way for you to be able to find. So a stock trader needs to find like what stocks are moving. Where are my patterns at? So you're going to need to scan, in the world of cryptos. What coins are actually getting good volume today? Is there like a new coin out there that's getting good volume? And you got to scan for that sort of stuff. So any other questions on that? Because a lot of fives, let me know. Let me know. But that is Pam's plan, and that is why I would argue for futures. And then here's the other thing. So earlier somebody was like, hey, have you seen CRVO? So the Soul Engine earlier was talking about CRVO. Let me show you exactly what I mean about how stocks are just, it doesn't make any sense. So So CRVO, let's do some quick math here. The breakout was at 970, and then it went up as high as 1190. So again, I'm not trying to insult your mathematical intelligence, but 1190 minus 970. So that was a gain of $2.20 per share. Now let's say to make worthwhile money, and this is a less than $10 stock. Maybe somebody wants, 250 shares. So $2.20, and if they got in at $9.70, and you want to buy 250 shares, and they each cost $9.70, so $9.70 times 250 shares, that means you need to have at least $2,425. So you got to have at least $2,425 in order to get $250 shares. Now that movement right there, big explosive move, boom, that was $2.20 per share. So we bought 250 shares, right? But if you're making, and so we'll just assume you played it perfectly. You bought the breakout perfectly and you sold at the top, and you made $2.20 per share, and you own 250. That means you made $550. So it took you about $2,400 and have to play something perfectly in order to make $550. So keep that in mind. That is the current numbers we're working with is the $550 that you made, but you needed the $2,400. Now let's hop back into the world of futures. And let's just look at, let's go to the NQ. And as I was talking earlier, so this movement right here, let's take a look at, so from this to there, I think we can all agree that that's not like a huge, great amount of movement at all. But just to keep it conservative, so this distance right here, if you look at these numbers, there is a difference of 20. In the world of futures, with this type of contract, 1 point, and that's how you refer to this distance here would be like, okay, the difference in those numbers is 20 points. 1 point is worth $20 per contract. So for every contract you have, because in futures, you don't trade shares, you trade contracts. But for every one contract, 1 point equals $20, and then that movement there was 20 points. So let's do some quick math here. So 20 points, each one worth $20. That little distance right there on one contract was worth $400. And remember the other one on the stock? There was that big, huge explosion, got $2.20 per share of movement, and we were at $550. But yet here we are, one small little distance here is almost as much as that big old gain on that stock that required $2,400. But the question becomes, well, how much capital would you need to have access to have an opportunity at that $400? Well, again, let's go back to the prop firm world. And the bare minimum that you could get is the $25,000, which would allow you to actually buy up to 3 of those contracts. So again, it's the $400 was based on one contract. If you had 3, then you'd multiply by the 400 by 3, and that would be actually $1,200. But I'm just trying to keep it conservative. We'll just keep it at that one contract, even though you could have gotten up to 3. How much capital out of your pocket would that require? Not the $2,400 that CRVO stock was. It would have required $105. So hopefully you're seeing where it doesn't make any sense. There's no capital efficiency. It's a waste of capital. It just does not make any sense. So again, let me know if you have any questions on that because I got several people giving 5s, but that's why I say, especially again, and this is all within the context of that pattern day trading rule anyways. So, I mean, the pattern day trading rule, and then you have all this stuff on it. No thanks. Show us a trade. You show me a trade, Ralph. I'll get there, Ralph. High watermark takes a lot of discipline and focus. Any type of trading, all type of trading, anything can kill your account very quickly. I mean, just pick your poison. That's why risk management matters. If you're not going to manage risk, let me put it this way, FM. Crossing a busy street without a strategy is like really risky. Like you can kill yourself. And so instead, let me replace it. Instead of kill your account, you can kill yourself very easily in the blink of an eye if you don't have a strategy when you're crossing a busy road. Right? That's why as kids and as parents, we teach our kids at risk management right away, right? What risk management are we taught as kids? And then for you, those of us as parents, what risk management, like what's one of the first things we teach our kids in the world of risk management? Hey kid, look both ways before you cross the street. Why are we saying that? Because it's a management of risk, because we're trying to increase the probabilities that we don't get hit by a truck, right? So if you look both ways and there's no trucks, all right, there you go. So yes, FM, I'm not disagreeing. True. Like this, you can blow up your account, you can kill your account very quickly. But that pertains to like not only anything in trading, but anything in life. So yes, risk management is important. Yvonne, which is better to trade for a beginner? Okay, good question, Yvonne. If I would recommend moving in the world of futures, you would want to start with M and Q. The M stands for micro. So yes, your gains are going to be less, but so is the risk. And when you're first getting started, just start with the MNQ. And then once you get a feel for things, then you can move to the NQ. And the NQ is quite the volatile mover. So that's what I would recommend in terms of where to start. Looking good with likes. Again, if you are enjoying, if you're learning something, if you're kind of getting your eyes open, okay, maybe these futures are a way to go, then hit that like button. Thanks for explaining, Clay. It seems like using Pam's plan is a good way to lower one's risk by not trading your own capital. Bingo, Jack. However, you can trade as many times in crypto as in prop firms too. Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, really? So you're still going to go and trade your own capital in crypto? Like, I'm not disagreeing. Like, there is no pattern day trade rule in crypto. Fair enough. But you're still trading your own capital. That's why the no pattern day trade rule, that's only one point of many in Pam's plan. But yeah, if you want to go trade as many times as you want using your own money in crypto, by all means. I would rather trade as many times as I want not using my own capital in futures. But, I mean, that is totally up to you. Yeah, I mean, I understand, Jack. Well, if you set stop loss, that's all true. But, Jack, unless you're a robot, I'm assuming you're a human. And humans, sometimes we have those bad days where you just have a bad day, you revenge trade, you get all up. Something happens, and you look back and say, oh, I made a mess. I would rather have that mess just be the cost of a prop firm account as compared to however big the mess was using your own money. Sometimes it seems it's the hardest way to make easy money. Oh, yeah, no, the trading is not easy. Anybody that tells you trading is easy is not totally being upfront. But I do want to put on a trade so I can show those of you here just kind of the movement and what you can expect. And then even if you don't like the movement, show you how you can change it, because I want to show you the bare minimum that could be expected. But we got to find ourselves, do I have to trade every day? You do not. Nope. Now you want to make at least a couple trades a week, but no, you don't have to trade every single day. Well, actually, we're looking potentially good here on a pullback. Actually, right at VWAP. And I'm up nice solidly on the day. So what I want you to watch, for those who are new, I want you to watch this number down here. And I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel about how that number is fluctuating? If when you're watching that number, you're thinking that this is so boring, it's barely moving, that's okay. As a futures trader, I'm not offended because I will give you the solution to it. But that is a number that you're going to want to have to watch. And yeah, I'll just get long here just because, oh, I'm on the wrong one. I almost went to the, okay. Let's see. So this is the bare minimum volatility that you could expect. Okay. Let me just put the stop. So again, watch this number here. How do you feel about it? If you're saying that number is so slow and so boring, what are you doing with your life? I will give you the solution when the trade is over. But just keep in mind, this number is at 1 right now. So again, as you watch that number, just ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's moving? And if it's too slow, I will give you the solution. Because we are at the bare minimum of the movement that you could expect in the world of futures. Bare minimum. So I'm not offended in the least if you're looking at these numbers and just scoffing and thinking, what's the point? Why are you doing that? Not offended at all. All right, let's make this a winning trade. Get my stop loss a little bit above. So this will be a winning trade no matter what now, and I'll start to follow my stop loss up. There we go. Okay, now, if you're looking at that number and saying, dude, that was, like, what kind of life choices are you making? Okay, the solution to that is making that number higher. That is your position size. That is the number of contracts that you purchase. Okay, well, how high could you make it? So very good question. So remember, the number, that fluctuation you saw, that movement was based on 1. But with the prop firm on the bare minimum side of things, so because the smallest buying power you can get is 25,000, you could have raised that number. That was at 1. You could have taken that as high as 30. Okay? Could have taken that as high as 30. But maybe you're still looking and being like, that's nothing, boy. I need some movement, boy. Give me that volatility, boy. So if that's what you're saying, all right, well, then let's go to the other end of the spectrum. At the $150,000 purchasing power account, that number, that was at 1. You could have raised that number as high as 150. Okay? So do you see what I mean when I say that? Yes, Pam's plant, there is movement in futures, but the ability to control it is the true bread and butter. Because think about it in the world of stocks. If you want to control the movement by adding more, well, what is that going to require? You have to bring out more money from your wallet. Okay, I got to buy more shares. I got to buy more coins. I got to buy more whatever. Like, that's literally more money that's required out of your pocket. But that is not the case here, because in the world of the prop firm, for this price, the $252, you know that you can change that number as high as 150 and it doesn't cost you any more. It's still just that $250. So that's a separation is, well, yeah, well, anything you can still control the movement by adding position size and making your position size bigger, which is true, but it departs reality because those other situations, that is requiring you to pull more money out of your wallet. In futures, not the case. In this situation, for that fee right there, you get the $150,000 of buying power, which will allow you to have changed that number up as high as 150. So again, right there, the power of Pam's plant, futures through a prop firm. Oh, whoa, glad I got out on that one. Guess I should have been going short. Hit that like button, hit that like button. We're almost at an hour. If you are enjoying, make sure you hit it. Daily option trader, how's your test going? I know you purchased an account, I think, a couple days ago. So I'll try to make another trader. So this orange line here is yesterday's close. 5 minute. We have a pivot point down at 9:15. Ooh, what is that? Very close to also 9:15. So right here, if we can get this to pull back here, maybe try to get long down there. Getting short right here, in my mind, feels a little bit like chasing. But if we can get some sort of consolidation, so if this thing wants to maybe here, my magical world. This is what I would love to see in my magical world. This bounces up and does something like this, but it never violates the VWAP. So up here we have the VWAP, which is that dotted yellow line. So if it can stay, oh, this would be spicy. If it could stay between here, give ourselves a nice bear pennant pattern, and then get the break, I'm taking that trade. So far so good. Look, it bounced up but got rejected right off of VWAP. So let's see if we can get a bear pennant built here. That's what I'm looking for, the bear pennant. So we want this to stay down below the VWAP. Come on. No, stay. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, but we can't have it shooting all the way up here. Yep, come back down. Come back down. There we go. Come on back down. Now, even if this were to come all the way down, I'm not willing to take it on this candle. And really, I'm not even sure I'm going to be willing to take it on the next candle. I probably want to see this candle, how it closes, and then see how the next candle closes. And if we're still in this bear pennant, see, now things are getting a little sloppy. Because now, do you put your stop loss up above here, or do you still keep it above VWAP? So that's why in my ideal world, it would have stayed completely below VWAP. But, you can't always get your perfectly ideal world. But this is now one of these situations where do you get short here? And then you put your stop right here. So a very tight little stop, assuming it doesn't push up more. Yeah, okay. Could you get short like right there? But if it pushes up, yeah, okay, never mind. Well, I don't know. That's up to you. Do you still feel okay about that risk profile? The further up it pushes, the higher the risk profile becomes. But Yeah, because what is that? You could get in at, let's call it 65. Yeah, maybe you could make it work. But I will say we do have this, so we'll see if this comes into play. We still may have the beginning of the bear pennant, though. So we have that trend line in place. So maybe another setup happens. Like I said, I'm still open to it if it wants to come back down here, maybe consolidate a little bit more, and then go. I could still see myself being interested. What's VWAP? The volume weighted average price. It's an indicator. Ooh, this is calling my name. Because you could get short here. Even if it goes down to the trend line and never breaks it, that's still a decent amount of profit. But like I said, I need to stick to the plan, and let's see if this thing can build ourselves out a bit of a bear pennant. What's the ES looking like? All right, we can go ahead and get rid of that trend line now. Yeah, I guess you could potentially I don't really like that trend line. No. To me, that feels like forcing a square peg through a round hole. VWAP is the same on all time frames. That is correct. So yeah, I'm not one to take it here. But if this one wants to bounce off the trend line, come up here, get rejected by VWAP, and then break through, I would take that with my stop above VWAP. So there we go. Come up, but do not break through VWAP. Get rejected by it. Okay, and I want to see how this candle closes. Let's see if we can hit that like button. Come on, well, let's make a run up to 75 likes here. Let's make a run up to 75 likes. Only need 9 more. If you are enjoying, if you like the live trading, if you like the commentary, then make sure you hit that like button. Let's get ourselves up to the 75 likes. I mean, really, to just... So just because I can't help myself, I want these lines, whoops, get out of the way. I want these lines to be nice and symmetrical. There we go. So we basically have a bear pennant. And do you trust the bear pennant? Maybe you disagree that and say, no, I think you're forcing a square peg through a round hole. But there we go. Here's our bear pennant pattern. The question is, if you believe in it, if it can break, do you believe that it'll get continuation? You got some room to fall. I'm not saying it's dropping straight down to that 200 period. It may never get down there. I'm just saying, technically speaking, looking back, there aren't any other areas that are suggesting support. Let's go. This is the first time I see this live. Hey, well, welcome, Prima Trader. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. Maybe some of you are like, well, you're crazy, Clay. I think this thing's going to break to the upside and find momentum. Hey, that's cool. That's why risk management matters. Somebody's going to be right. Somebody's going to be wrong. But let's see what it wants to do. I guess I probably should have keeping that. So there you go. There's the bear pennant pattern. And again, just because there's a bearish pattern doesn't mean that something is for sure going to go down if only trading were that easy. Come on, 3 more likes. Let's get up to 75. Not a single super chat, though. This is a record. Usually, I think my worst has been $5. Right now, we're at 0. So, hey, if you're enjoying and if you want to ensure my kids don't eat beans and rice tonight, super chats are always good, too. Oh, boy. Which way is the bear pennant going to go? I should probably do a poll, see which way people think this thing's going to break. Hey, great. Hey, thank you. My kids, I will let them know as they're eating a filet mignon. Hey, great test speed is to thank. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. There we go. And 2 people hit the like button on that. That's great. I like when other people are like, hey, appreciate it. But can we get one more like just to get up to 75? Look at this. Here we go. It's still putzing around. Which way is it going to go? Is anybody short here? Is anybody long? Is anybody waiting? Does anybody think I'm crazy and that there is no bear pennant here? I mean, as always, feel free to disagree. That's no shame in disagreeing. Brian is out. So I don't know if that means you're short, Jalil. I have one more day left and only $50 left to hit the test target. I'm going to call it a day. Good job, Relax. Ardu. Waiting, you are correct. Oh, you're waiting. Oh, there's the break to the downside. Now we're going to get follow through. Or is that going to be one of those nasty little fake breaks? Do you ever look at other time frames to see the overall trend? I do, yep. Yeah, off screen I have other time frames up. Did you introduce yourself in the, or I should say reintroduce Hoover Flag Trader? I didn't check the lounge. Did you make a comment in there? Let's see. Come on, Hoover, you're supposed to introduce yourself. Very good. Had a member post some more payouts. So yeah, I'll actually bring this over real quick. Well, we'll see how this plays out, and then I'll show you just the power of the prop firms and payouts and all that sort of stuff. I've been short from 46. 46 from right. Gotcha. Well, it's trying to get continuation through that pattern. It's trying. Sort of missed it. Looking over here at the chat box. That's okay, though. There we go. Come on. Break down through these lows. There should be some stops down here for longs. So if it can break that low, you would think that you'd get at least a bit of a spike because of it sets off some stop losses. We'll see. Got to think that there are some long stop losses down there. Passcode didn't work. Have to wait 2 hours. You were able to purchase, though? Hoover, is that what you're saying? Just email me, Hoover. I will help you out. Clay@claytrader.com. Send me an email and I can get your password working quicker. So send me an email, Hoover. Hey, Casey. Hopefully you're feeling better. All right, nice breakdown. Nice breakdown. Bit of a bounce here. I would hope that people that were either short up here or taking the short of the breakdown, I would hope that was enough wiggle room for you to at least pull off some profits. Yeah, send me an email and I'll check. Well, I'll get you squared away, Hoover. Again, would I call this a home run? I wouldn't call this home run, but I would hope that the breakdown here of the pattern that was drawn, like I said, from here is 55, low of 35. So yeah, basically at 20 points. That's, again, not a home run, but enough wiggle room for hopefully you to scale out some profit and have a winning trade on that one. But there we go. There we go. If you made some money on that, hit that like button. I should really probably charge like a commission, shouldn't I? Like, hey, if you make money, you owe me XYZ%. But then people are going to be witty and say, yes, but if we lose money, then do you owe us XYZ%? It's like, oh, well played. Well played. Did you ever join, KC? Short from the 20,000. Good job. 78 likes. All right, we are 21 away from 100. Let's make that push up to 100. Anyways, so just so to kind of show how prop firms work, and I guess to turn this into a bit of a sales pitch. Let me make sure that there's no... Yeah. So here's a member of the private community, somebody that's gone through my training. Just posted this over in the Discord. So this is how it works. You make money. This person had very little at risk based on what you've seen of Pam's plant. And they just requested money on the 19th for $27.50 and $27.50. So what is that? 1,500. So $5,500 if my math is right. So $5,500 just paid to them. And I assure you they didn't have anywhere close to $5,500 in cost for their prop firm to make that happen. So right there, that is the power of prop firms. Get those payouts when you don't have a whole lot of money in. And look at this breakdown continue. Amazing. So even that move up, that depends on how tight your stop was. But I can certainly see people with the wider stop surviving that movement here, and then they're getting paid even more. Just got back and finally healthy. Very good, Casey. Glad you were feeling better. For the sake of this, I'll look to go long down here, and we may have an example of why you shouldn't catch falling knives. But again, for those of you that are new, I want you to watch that number down there and just ask yourself, how do you feel about how that? Well, now it's kind of. How late is too late to join you? There is no too late. You can join whenever. Join now. I mean, the chat room's open all the time. Now, sometimes it's certainly more active than other times, but yeah, the chat room's always open. All right, well, that pattern is played out. I'll just get rid of those lines. Now it's just a question of... Now I could potentially look to short here. If I still believe in the downtrend, it's just a dead cat bounce. I have to get my payout and I will join you guys. Sounds good, Casey. Sounds good. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a trade. I'm not saying this is an A+, well, stay up here. But again, for those of you that are new to futures, watch that number and ask yourself, because this is the bare minimum of volatility that could be expected. All right. Let's just see what happens here. All right, there we go. So watch that number and ask yourself, how do you feel about how this number down here is moving? If you're saying that is way too slow, Clay. All right, let me get my stop and play here. There we go. This will be a winning trade now no matter what. I'm going to move it down as it goes. Come on, just break down. Just flush. Good, move it down some more. Move it down some more. Move it down some more. Very good. Watch that number. Come on, keep on coming down. Move it down some more. Move it down some more. Keep flushing. Nice, move it down some more. Let it work for me. And I am out there. I don't even know how much I made on that one, but that was a nice little trade. Now, again, if you're watching that number and you're like, and by the way, I should have noted, I went short there because we had somebody last week that was like, hey, like, am I crazy? Because I see you like buying and then the price goes down and that you're still making money. Like, what is going on? And I get it. Like, oh, look at this thing dropping. Oh, that was still a great trade. I mean, from where, look at this. Did anybody take that with me? Let's go. Let's go. Hit that like button if you took that trade or if you did something similar and you're making money. Let's go. Unbelievable. Let's go. Anyways, if you're looking at that number, oh, by the way, so anyways, if anybody's new and kind of confused, like, wait, how did you make money when that was dropping? That is known as shorting or going short. And yes, in the world of trading, you can make money when prices go down. That is shorting or going short. So that's how that works. But yeah, that's true. And remember that pennant? Remember that pennant that I drew up there? The bear pennant. It looks something like this. Remember that? Break down and go. Hey, Pebbles, good to see ya. VIX is moving up. So the fear is returning. Pebbles, if you didn't hit the like button yet, please hit that like button. Pebbles is also a good super chatter. So I'm going to be very polite. Maybe Pebbles will give us the Pebbles super chat that they're famous for. No, I don't use the VIX. No. I mean, I'll glance at it every now and then, but I don't use it. But anyway, so on that trade, I was short, meaning when prices go down, you make money. But again, if you were watching that number and saying that number was too slow, I'm not offended. Just keep in mind that I was doing that to show you the bare minimum of volatility. The easy solution to this number down here not being good enough for you is just to raise that number higher. How high could you raise that number? So again, what you saw was the bare minimum. Well, that depends on the account size. The smallest account right there is $25,000 in purchasing power, which cost you $105. You could have raised that number one that you saw. You could have changed that as high as 30. And as I was mentioning earlier, that doesn't cost you any more money out of your pocket. It is what it is. That's a beautiful thing. If that was stocks, you could say, well, you could just add more shares and you'd get more movement, more volatility. It's like, well, that's true, but that means you need more money in your wallet. Here, not the case. You could go up to 30 for the same price, which is the 105. If you're still thinking that 30 is too low, then the 150,000 buying power, I could have changed that number from 1 up as high as 150. So do you see what I mean about the ability to control movement? I'm new to your live trading. I like it. Do you trade small caps or pennies as well? Rocky, no, those things are absolute garbage. Small caps and penny stocks are pure garbage. Do you know what futures are, Rocky? Have you ever traded futures? I know that may sound kind of mean that I just maybe said what you're doing, pure garbage, but they really are. And I was just showing it probably about 20 minutes ago, walking through the math of it all. Okay, do you short the back test here? I mean, might as well. Short, stop right there, very minimal. Let me just sell up. Want to come up a little bit more. There we go. Stop there. So very minimal risk, and we'll see if this thing, now if this thing's just going to shoot straight back up, it'll be a losing trade. But if it wants to come back down, there we go. This is now a winning trade no matter what. Let's see if we can get some more push down. But I'm relaxed because this is a winning trade. My stop loss is in front of my entry point. Going to move it down some more. Some more. Let's go, work for me. And out there. So there we go once again. If you thought that number was a little too slow, all you'd have to do is raise that number. And as I was just showing, depending on your, the purchasing power, you could take that number as high as 150. So that is the control. Yeah, so I do not trade small caps or pennies because it's a waste of time and capital. Because if you're in futures, well, first off, you don't have to worry about the pattern day trading rule, Rocky. So assuming if you have less than 25,000, then you have to deal with that pattern day trading rule. There is no such rule in futures trading, so you can day trade as much as you want. And then you just get a lot more for your capital. Because as I was just showing here, you can go and get, like I said, $25,000 of purchasing power for $105. So that to me, and there's a lot of other reasons. Pam's plant, right here. Pam's plant is the main reason why futures trading through a prop firm, starting with that P up there, pattern day trading rule, there is none. And then you factor in all those other things. Somebody just tagged me in the chat room. You're buffering in and out of the YouTube live. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, second. I don't know why my internet... I don't know. The past couple of days have been kind of squirrely. Oh yeah, now I have the error message that I don't have enough video to maintain. We'll see what happens, though. Do you get short here? Got ourselves another. So if I just use this as the lower part of the pattern, use our 200 period as the top. There we go. Have ourselves another bear pennant. Do you trust this bear pennant? That is the question. Yeah, I promise, Rocky, if you go futures, I've never had anybody that starts with, that goes into futures from stocks or options or anything like, oh man, I regret that move. I think I might have to call my cable provider. Yesterday it was going in and out, and I'm supposed to have like super good speed too. Okay, it should be good now because these bars were all at green. $13 likes away from 100. Let's do it. Hit that like button if you're enjoying. Let's keep our eye on this pattern here. Oh, and I forgot to even post. Is anybody even here? Can anybody hear me? The chat just went kind of silent. Are people here? Is anybody here? My internet's on. Okay, people are here. I guess the chat just got quiet. I see and hear you just fine. Okay. What's my streaming schedule? Been doing it every day at 11:15 a.m. Eastern. Then I usually go for a couple hours. And I'm open to going more depending, if people are still interested via, watching likes and stuff like that. Is that more so the key trend line? I'm going to keep it right there. I'm going to watch this. This does seem to be quite the bearish trend now. I'm going to watch that trend line. See if we can get some move to 11 more likes. Can we get 11 more likes? Let's go. We can do it. Let's get up to 100 before we're even at 90 minutes. That would be pretty amazing. Okay, stop. Yeah, all right. So if this wants to hit this high and come back down, I'm willing to get short. So step one is it's got to hit this high. If it does, then I'm going to put a short order down here. And then I'll have my stop. I'll have my entry point. Did it hit that high? Oh, yeah, close enough. Okay, sell. Now, if it pushes up through, okay, never mind. So now my risk profile is different, so never mind on that one. That does not work. What time frame am I using off screen? 15 minute, 5 minute. Keep an eye on the hourly a little bit. All right. So that one did not work out in the sense of it just never gave me an entry point. As I was telling people earlier, my day started off in a crazy way. I thought I was going to be starting off with a nice, solid green trade. I was all excited because, who doesn't like starting the day with a green trade? So as I pressed this gray button up here, that would just exit me out, planning on having some green. It must have been slippage. The spread, something happened. And this number right down here was at minus 400. So it was a $400 losing opening trade. And I was like, oh, well, that wasn't the most ideal thing. But, just kind of got to keep to the grindstone, and eventually the day is still looking just fine now. But yeah, started off down minus 400. I did actually capture it on, I guess. No, I was going to say I can post it, but we'll just when it gets out to YouTube. Yeah, so now what's interesting here is we have on the 5 minute, we have this pivot point. So it broke down through the pivot point flush. Now just a question of, is this going to act as resistance? And yeah, so far that pivot point on the back test does seem to be acting as resistance. So I mean, I could see just getting short there. You have a clean stop loss over the high of that candle there, if you still believe in the downtrend. I mean, we may be in the early phases of a longer term multi. I mean, this thing may take 15, 20 minutes to build out part of the pattern. And then if we use that pivot point as a top part, so again, if I just use that pivot point across the top, and then I use that trend line right there, and then that down here, we could have a 5-minute, actually very beautiful bear pennant play out, but it may take some time, right? Because each of these candles represents 5 minutes. So if I say, well, I want to see 4 more candles form, it's like, okay, well, that's 20 minutes that you're going to have to be able to be patient and wait for. Or it's just going to want to drop all the way down. I would be very nervous to take a break here. This feels like maybe chasing the price on the way down. But hey, that's just my opinion. Maybe you're thinking, what are you talking about, Clay? Maybe you see something else that I don't see, and you're thinking, no, I'm going to take that break. Hey, more power to you. But yeah, that's so very, very clean setup here on the 5-minute. Like I said, it just, at what point would you feel comfortable with the, I'd want to see at least probably, yeah, this candle and maybe one more. But yeah, definitely I'm not interested. If this comes down here and breaks it on this candle as it's forming, I'm not interested in that. But on the next candle, I could see myself open to it. But yeah, as of right now, very, very nice bear pennant pattern here forming. What's the ES looking like? Oh, I'm on the, never mind. I guess we can watch it on the 5-minute here. How much time do we have left? Oh, yeah, we still got 3 minutes before this candle is done moving around. So, yeah, but that's my opinion. Like I said, these are just my thoughts, my opinions. Maybe you see something else that's like, you're crazy, Clay, you're going to miss it. I'm taking, if it breaks this line here, I'm getting short on this candle. Cool. Cool. I hope it works for you. I hope you crush it. What size do I typically use on the MNQ? I like 5, because in my mind, that's a half a NQ. And then if I need to build a little bit, I can. There we are, just continuing to kind of bounce around the lower part of that pattern. So this is the great mystery right now in the world of futures trading. What's going to happen with the bear pennant? Is it going to prove to be a bearish pattern and actually break to the downside? Or are the bulls just like, no, we're going to think. We're going to make you think. But we're getting ready to rip upwards. We'll see. But, I mean, if I was doing... let me put a question mark here because I can see somebody just getting logged on and thinking that means, oh, it's going to for sure do that. That's not what I'm saying. Well, what? I've never known about this. Live trading. Is this a daily thing or here and there? No, it's been daily since about a month and a half ago. So, no, Kyle, you're not totally crazy. But, yeah, it's been daily at 11:15, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Can we get 5 more likes? I don't think that's asking for too much, is it? Right at the lower part of the pattern. I am not, that's too scary for me. That is too scary for me. It feels like, that's going to, maybe you get a little bit of a move and then it snaps back against you. Too scary for me, but you know what? Maybe we'll have to let hindsight be the judge. What are your moving averages? Pink is 200 period moving average. Green is 21 EMA. Dotted yellow is VWAP. Purple is 50 period moving average. Hey, Andrew. Good afternoon. If I remember right, you're... Oh. So got a little bit of a spike, and then back up it goes. But, and I don't know, depending on how fast you were on the trigger, maybe that spike down was enough for you to pull out a little bit of profits, but that seemed like it was pretty quick. But as of right now, it's looking like I said, it's hard to know how fast. I was not looking. I was looking at the chat, so I didn't see how fast it snapped down there. So I don't know how realistic that was. But, I mean, that was potentially about a 10, 15-point snap down. 50 is what again? 50 is the purple. All right, we'll take the pattern out of there. Oh, I forgot I had that trend line in there. I had a buddy watching the live stream. He's just asking me, do you use the MACD or RSI? It's like, nope, neither of those. Just let him know. See, I got to behave myself. I got people that know me in real life watching this thing, so I can't get too wild. It's like good accountability partners. SMA. Okay, 2 more likes. Come on. Let's go. Actually, 3, because there's always somebody out there that like takes away a like, so it drops. So yeah, what's going to happen with this trend line? Again, I did not like taking it because it broke on that candle, which I mapped out. But the jury's still out. In a kind of a sick and twisted way, for like my own ego's sake, I want this to bounce upwards so I don't look like a total fool. But that's kind of, I mean, like I said, that's kind of savage on my part, because if any of you took it, then I do want you to make money. So, you know, hopefully it goes down. But yeah, my ego is saying, I hope it bounces. I hope it bounces. Don't look like a fool. You should have just gotten short there. Did your friend pay for a super chat? No. He pays me every day by being my friend. Being my friend is not an easy task. So he pays his dues in other ways. How long does each candle last? Right now, this is a 5-minute. So each one of these candles lasts 5 minutes. Does the future premiums lose value through the day? Oh, Steven, thank you for asking. I see Hooch is addressing that. But no, that is another massive argument against options when it comes to futures. Any of you that trade future or options and you buy and go long, you know that sideways action is the enemy, because sideways action allows theta to kick in, time decay, whatever you want to call it, and your option premium is losing value if the price goes sideways. None of that is in futures. So that's why options just blows my mind. Why would you put yourself in a situation, and this is coming from somebody that traded options. So like I don't say any of that in judgment, because I was right there with you. But I fully and proudly admit I was totally wrong. But yes, why put yourself through that situation where you have to worry about pattern day trade rule and then sideways action, your option, like you have less chance to make money if options start to go sideways. But what do you mean? Shouldn't it not matter because it's just going sideways? You would think that, but within options and the Greeks and theta, no, sideways action is the devil. And but that does not exist in futures. Clay pays people to be his friend. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. My wife is Dutch, so she was a Dutch order bride, straight out of the Netherlands. Hooch, they're in the mail. I put them in the mail. They should be there to you tomorrow. Our futures options. Rick, why do you want to trade options, Rick? Why? Why can't you just trade futures? Yes, there is a such thing as futures options, but why? Why do you want to deal with the Greeks, Rick? Please enlighten my mind. What am I missing? I've never understood why options as well. Tried them back in the day. Yeah, DT Tom, futures are very straightforward. So straightforward. No Greeks, nothing like that. I'll take you as a friend, Clay, but I charge premium. I don't know. I'm going to need a few more super chats before I can... Whoa, we're at 110 likes. Where did that come from? All right, let's go. Here we go. It's battling. It's battling. This trend line, is it going to fail? Right now, I will say this. Maybe I should join. Yeah, I've been having a lot of. Let me just join the party here. Let me hop over there. That's a 5. I just want to do 1. Let me get this out of the way, and we'll take it on the 2-minute time frame. So this, yeah, I'm chasing her a little bit, but I want to join the party with you all in. I am totally chasing, but there we go. I'm in for 1. My stop is way up here, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there we go. Maybe we can get some breakdown here. But we'll see if that 5-minute, which again, we're tracking here. Let's see if it wants to, in fact, let me just buy 1. Oh, whoops. Nope. So I'll put my stop up here. So a pretty big stop for where I got in, but yeah. I don't know if that's going to work like that. So yeah, right now this, what is that down there? All right, there we go. I'll put my stop right there. Like I said, I got a little caught up in wanting to join the party. Was not the best entry. Kind of chased it down a little bit, and it's probably going to cost me, it did. So a little bit of a loss right there. Going short right at the overnight high. Is that where that was? Overnight high. I must not have that marked out. I have the overnight high up here, that pink line. So that was a losing trade for me. Lesson, don't get too caught up in the hype. I was getting caught up in my own excitement for other people as it was looking like it was going to break down, and then it snapped back up. So it cost me about 25 bucks, but that's all right. I am tempted to take this breakdown. I really should. I mean, we're at 100 likes already. Animated blades. What do you look for when it comes to volume, or do you only reference it occasionally? I don't really pay attention to volume because the futures market is plenty liquid. Now, if I was trading like penny stocks or some sort of like meme coin, then yeah, volume matters a whole lot because you don't want to get in a situation where like you get in, but then you can't get out. Not being able to get out is like not a thing in futures. Now, if you're at like 100 contracts, it can get a little squirrely. But 100 contracts, that would be insanity. That would be insanity. But yes, for us mere mortals that are doing like, you know, a dozen maybe at most, a 10 at most. I mean, 10 NQs is bonkers. Then yes, you know, it's not, I don't care that much about volume because it's never going to be, well, I shouldn't use words like never. The odds are that you're going to have a very, 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 very little problem of ever wanting to get out of a trade if you need to and want to. Opening range is rough if you don't watch there. The candle closes. Thanks. Shalom Clay. You're welcome. You're welcome. 762 on the day. All right. Let me ask myself, what's going to make myself happy? I'm trying to figure out how much money do I want to still risk. Because that was kind of irritating to lose $25 just because I got caught up in the hype. I mean, I've been trading 6 years and never had this much trouble. Tradeovate freezes legs and just irks me. I'm done poisoning away money. Thanks for the opportunity, but I guess I can't do it. Well, I mean, you know, like I said, I'm using Tradeovate. I'm using the same platform. Many members in our community are using the same platform, and I mean, I'm green on the day. So, sorry to hear that it's not jiving with you. But hey, at least now you know you tried. But like I said, I don't know why you said you were making easy money, like daily $300 using Thinkorswim. So like if you're making $300 no problem every day, then totally do that. You're one of the first people that I've ever met that's like, yeah, I make no problem, $300 every day. It's like, wow, I wish that was me. I can make $300 no problem every day. But yeah, if that's what works for you, I mean, good for you. I'm happy for you if you can make $300 no problem every day using Thinkorswim. Oh, you can make $3,000 every day no problem? Pff, even better. Then yeah, why are you doing prop firms then? If you can make $3,000 every day no problem, use it for it. Using your own money, man, go for it. For sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, think on, but only one account. Well, I mean, who cares, dude? What do you mean? So you're not happy with making $15,000 a week, $60,000 a month, $720,000 a year? Are you like a demented, greedy savage? What are you even talking about? Come on, think about what you're saying. Only one account, dude. $15,000 a week. Are you serious? Do you get short here? I could see it. Stop right above here. Does this get rejected back down? Yeah, I'm going to take that. Okay, so again, this will be the bare minimum. So watch that number down there and just ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's moving? For those of you that are new to futures, That's rookie. That's rookie numbers. Yeah, yeah, exactly. 15,000 a week, no problem, consistently. Rookie numbers. Yes, exactly. That's lightweight. Whoops, kind of missed that. Hit that like button if you're enjoying. Already at 100. So usually I go 2 hours, but then I let you, the viewers, be the guide. And I'm thinking if you're still interested, then I'll keep going. Oh, look at that candle. Oh, got a little distracted. Should have got short right there. Yeah, dude, I don't know what you're so like. You're crazy. I mean, you're either crazy, you're either a massively greedy savage, or you're not being honest. Because to make $15,000 a week, like no problem, and then to like not be, I don't know, something's not adding up. It's either, like I said, you're crazy, you're greedy, or you don't actually make $15,000 every single week. No problem. One of those things. I'm not sure which it is. Beautiful move right there. Ugh. No problem every week. Is that a real number? Because that's kind of a crazy number. Because right now, you're saying that you make $720,000 a year from trading on Thinkorswim. So you make $720,000 a year? No problem? Because if I remember right, I was like, yeah, I can do it consistently, like no problem. I mean, that's bonkers numbers. Like you make more than brain surgeons. You make more than a brain surgeon. I guess I don't know that for sure. How much does a brain surgeon make? How much does a brain surgeon make? This is AI, so take it or leave it. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe not. As of March 1, the average annual salary of a neurosurgeon in the United States is around $692,000. So you're making more than the average neurosurgeon. Yeah. So once again, we have one of these situations. We're on the 5-minute. I mean, all of it. So right here is a clear line in the sand. Hooch, what did you say this was? This is some sort of range? Top part of what range? The 860? It's something that I guess I should have had marked out, but I don't have it marked out. But Hooch in the chat, it feels like this is what wants to go up. I mean, you could get long and you have a tight stop below those lows. So, Rafael, I wouldn't call you necessarily crazy. Why are we... So this is what I don't understand. Maybe I just have to ask for likes. And if I don't ask for them, people just don't do it. Because we've been stuck at 111. So let's just give this... Hey, if you... Oh. Anyways. So I keep getting distracted. But, yeah, hit that like button. Let's try to get this to 100. But... As I was saying earlier before I got distracted with something, usually I'm going 2 hours, but I'll extend it another 15 minutes if people are interested. But when I say if people are interested, I need some sort of way to like actually be able to monitor that. So we have about 15 minutes before it's 2 hours. So we'll do this. If we can get up to 130 likes or $20 in super chats, I'll go another 15 minutes. So we have, like I said, a little under 15 minutes to get up to either 130 likes or $20 in super chats. And if we can get that, I'll go another 15 minutes. If not, that's totally fine. But like I said, I'm just trying to gauge the interest on viewers. And, that's just the best way I can think about how to actually engage or gauge whether or not people are interested or not. Oh, do you take that short? I could see it as like a scalp, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I am I am such a bad salesman. I have not once talked about the webinar tonight. So I am doing a webinar tonight. So if you're interested in learning about the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk, and just kind of, make sure that you have a proper framework for the market, proper guardrails. Too many people, I'll put the link in the chat room, but too many people show up and they think they're doing things that make sense, but they are not actually doing things that make sense. So just, now don't sign up if you're looking for a holy grail, if you're looking for some sort of magic system. That's not what you're going to get. But you're going to get, I think, some cold, hard truths. You're going to get some reality. You're going to get some guardrails and a framework to which I would argue you need to be operating within if you ever do want to have any sort of chance at success. So the link is in the chat, chat room, and you can click on that to get signed up. Oh, Rocky will be there. Very good. Oh, I think you mean webinar there, not the word that I was thinking about reading out loud. I just told you what the webinar will be on. So now basically we have an overall kind of, I can't stand when my lines are not nice, and there we go. So there we have another. This is fun. I literally only trade NQ futures. Thank you. Well, first off, Kyle, thank you for the super chat. Next question. Did you trade anything before you moved into futures, Kyle? And if so, what did you trade? Because a lot of people are always like, well, I don't know. But I always like to ask this question because I think it can offer insight to people to motivate them to just give it a try. Where are we at on ES? ES. So MNQ. So the NQ2, if we were to look at that, there's the same pattern, but we're looking at this bear pennant here. Got to ask yourself, how do you feel about it? And then we're on the ES. ES has got the same general idea here. For those of you that are into the ES. And then we have the bottom part of it down here. So now we need $18 more in super chats for it to go another 15 minutes. And 15 more likes, because I said 130 likes or $20 in super chats. And we still got 11 minutes. I've tried options, but don't like theta, so futures is it? Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Yeah, so again, for those of you that are like, wait, what's wrong with options? This sort of action right here is terrible for an options trader, because when the price is going sideways, theta, the Greek, is eating away. It is eroding the value of your contract. Now, if you do trade options and you buy options, you're like, what's this guy talking about theta? That's such a major red flag that you should not be trading options, but that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother live stream. But yes, in the world of futures, you don't have to deal with theta. If it breaks 900, it will fly. So are you all in, Rafael? If at 900, if it breaks, are you all in? So if it breaks 900, you're all in. Like your entire account? Is that what you're telling me, Rafael? Okay, he says he's all in. I think he's armchair quarterbacking, but I mean, he better be all in because he said it will happen. He didn't say there's a chance it will happen. He didn't say there's a possibility it will happen. He said it will happen. So he is, but he did also. So I'll give him some respect. He admitted that he's armchair quarterback trading too. And I don't know what he means by fly. So in his offense, he could be like, well, my definition of fly is 10 points. So I guess, I don't know. What is fly? How many points is fly? Fananka. So flying is 10 points? Rafael, I think you have a very different definition than a lot of other people when it comes to fly. I think most people would not think that fly means a 10-point move. Yeah. So that's hilarious. It's going to fly. Oh, really? Yeah. I got 10 points on it. Wait, what? Your definition? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if English is your first language or not. But like, if you say, in the English language, if you say something is going to fly, then you have like a pretty big move. and 10 points in futures is not a big move. So that's the disconnect. That's what's making me chuckle. You claim something is going to fly, and then you take 10 points on it. Like I said, if you want to define fly as 10 points, I guess that's okay. I'm just saying that, like, English speakers, the vast majority would be like, wait a second. No, in the world of futures, fly is going to be a little more than 10 points. Hey, Clay, do you trade other futures or the ES and NQ? I just stick with the NQ. I've done YM a couple times. YM was measures and goes with what the Dow Jones is doing. And some ES too, but yeah, I just like the NQ. Technically, a hop is flying. Yeah. I mean, if you want to get technically, yeah, I guess. But it's going to fly. I thought he was going to come back and say, like, at least 50 points. Like, oh, it's going to fly 50 points. But it was 10. It was 10. So now what we're starting to get, so on the 5 minute, that's the thing, is, and this will mean more to those of you that were here, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 25, 30 minutes ago, was talking about this pivot point here and how that's been kind of a stubborn area. And once again, you can see the price is fluctuating around that area. So can we get finally a clean break of this pivot point right here? Or is it once again going to act as resistance? That's the big question right now. Okay, 7 more minutes till we're at the 2-hour mark. Still need 13 more likes or $18 more in Super Chats, and I'll go another 15 minutes. If not, that's okay. We'll call it good. Well, the move is not done yet. But that doesn't matter, Rafael. You said it will fly. Yeah, why did you get out at 10 points? Like, because you said it will fly, which is a guarantee. So why are you not holding for it to fly? Like, it's, I know why. Why did you only take 10 points if by your own claim it was going to fly? You said it will fly. So if it will fly, why did you take out at 10 points? Why did you not let it fly and then take your gains? There is nothing more bullish than a failed bearish trend. I agree. And that goes both directions. The problem is how many times do you think it's a failed trend and it's actually still the trend, right? That's catching falling knives are very dangerous. Trying to catch the top is very dangerous. Because, yeah, if you catch the falling knife and that's actually the bottom, yes, welcome to the green. If you catch the top and that actually is the top, I mean, welcome to the green. You're going to have a great trade. But, yeah, I mean, have good luck trying to actually catch it. Because you can also die by a million paper cuts too. No, never mind, Rafael. You don't understand. Don't say things are going to fly and then take 10 points. That makes you look foolish. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. Like I said, I don't know if English is your first language, but like saying something will fly and you're like, yeah, I took 10 points. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. That's what I'm trying to convey. Now, if you said, I think it has a chance to fly, or it will potentially fly, or, hey, I could see it maybe flying. All those it's like, fine, I get it, because you're not making a guaranteed claim, but you said it will fly. So if something is going to happen, then why would you only take 10 points on it? That's what I'm trying to convey is, you look goofy to say something will fly, and then you only take 10 points, and then you take 10 points on it. So we're getting quite a bit of congestion up here. So is this going to be some sort of rejection point back down? But if you do think that this is, the beginning of a bigger move back up, then yeah, I could see that seeming kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm convinced that the downtrend is over though. We'll see. It took 3 hours to make 4K today. Well, that's not too bad. Chuck T says it will fly. All right. So Chuck D is getting ready to take probably 5 points on it. This may be like a new joke. It will fly. How much you get on it? 3 points. 3 points. So Chuck T, how many points you looking for when it flies? 5, 7? What we at? We got less than 4 minutes. Still need 10 more likes or $18 in super chat. So if you want this to go another 15 minutes, hit that like button or $18 in super chats. That's how I'm gauging the interest. ES caught up at this area right here and rejected back down. Just get rid of that pattern there. Hooch says it's going to tank, but he's out for 5 points. Hey, Double O Kevin, I got a bone to pick with you, Double O Kevin. You said you were going to join my stuff, and then you never did. Double O Kevin. He talks, but he don't do. Yeah, I'd like to say, oh yeah, you would have nailed a short, but like if I'm being totally honest, like I would have wanted to have seen the move come up into this congestion area more. So even if I'm being, trying to hold myself totally accountable in my hindsight trading, yeah, I would never that wouldn't have been a trade. Because in my mind, like I said, I would have been more interested in getting short up around here. So yeah, that would not have been a trade for me. Do I have a favorite pattern to trade? No. I mean, I just like patterns where I have very minimal risk compared to a potentially very nice reward. But like, is that an actual pattern? I mean, it's like a theoretical type of pattern. But no, I think you're asking in the form of, do you like bull flags, or do you like falling wedges, or do you like, steel-legged flamingos? But no, I don't have anything like that. Okay, we got about a minute to get 9 likes or $18 in super chats. And I will go another 15 minutes of commentary, comedy, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. But if not, if people are kind of tapped out, that's fine too. But, oh my goodness, there is Pebbles. Everybody better hit that like button for Pebbles. I'm going to hit that heart. We are going another 15 minutes. Pebbles, hit that like button. Thank you, Pebbles. So now a very serious consideration to keep in mind, and that you got to kind of just ask yourself, is we're now getting a bull pennant here. So if we just use the purple line 50 period as the upper part, we use these lows right here as our lower part, and we have that move right there. And then for you golfers out there, let me put the golfo down here. Here's our bull pennant. The sketchy part, though, is it's a bull pennant occurring in a bearish downtrend. So is this a genuine bull pennant? That's the tricky part. I'm almost leaning right now towards thinking no, and I would not be shocked to see a failed bull pennant to the downside. That's where I'm leaning right now, but I could definitely be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I don't see why I wouldn't continue to be wrong in other regards. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. You did tell me that. You told me that. I apologize. I take what I said, because now that you say that, you did tell me that last time. So sorry about that. Yep, that's my fault. I'm trying to keep everybody straight and everybody's story straight, but now that you said that, I do remember that, Kevin. So again, I'm sorry for that. If you only have $600, how much would you take as loss and profit? Well, if you only had $600, I would use Pam's Plant, TJL. Pam's Plant is trading futures. Right here is Pam's Plant. Trading futures through a prop firm. Because with $600, you could give yourself a whole lot of wiggle room to learn. So if you were to go use a link, which I did not link again, anyways. So the link that you see at the top of the screen, claytrader.com/take profit. If you go there with $600, let's do some quick math. So if you have 600, you could get almost 6 of these accounts, but we'll keep it. So you could get 5 accounts. Now, I would say just get 1 account at a time, But for $105, you could get $25,000 in buying power. Once you pass the test, meaning once you make $1,500, now you're not allowed to lose $1,500 as part of the test, but once you pass the test and then you move into a pro account, then the money you begin to make, you get to keep 80% of. So I would say you could leverage that $600 a lot more using prop firms as opposed to using that money with a trade, and then all of a sudden, poof, you do something stupid and you lose $300 of it. Well, great. Now you literally only have $300 left. But with the prop firm world, let's say you have that situation where poof, and you lose the account. Well, how much did the account cost you? It cost you $105. So if you have a poof moment with your own money and the poof moment cost you $300, well, now you only have $300 of your money left. But that same poof moment in the world of futures with the prop firm, because it only cost you $105, well, then in that situation, 600 minus 105 is 495. So I would rather have the poof moment leaving you with 495 as opposed to 300. Or who knows, maybe the poof moment gets even worse than that and it's a lot less. But with $600, that is, I think Pam's plant right here makes a whole lot of sense to you, meaning you're trading futures and you're using a prop firm to do it. So that is my thoughts on that issue if you only have $600. I think it will go down to at least around 800 to 850. Oh! We missed it. The failure of the bull pennant. That's okay, because at least I mapped it out. So there is the failure of the bull pennant. It was a bull pennant, but you got to be careful because it was occurring in a downtrend. Can you swing trade with prop firms or no? Nope. That's why Pam's plan is geared specifically for the swing or for the category of day trader. Well, congratulations to anybody that took that to the downside. We may still be seeing more bleeding here, but as I just mapped out, we had that as the upper part of the pattern. We had those lows right there, and then we had that. But as I was just talking about, got to keep in mind the overall trend, which is down. So bull pennants can be a leading indicator of a bigger type move back upwards, but you got to be leery. And there was the failure to the downside. Now the only question is, does this failure get more bleeding, more continuation? That is the current question mark, and we'll see what happens with it. I already started my account with NinjaTrader and trading with my own funding. Oh, that's scary. That is scary, especially in futures, TJL. That $600 could be gone, poof, just like that. I would, in my opinion, if it were me, I would take that money out of NinjaTrader and get it with a prop firm. Ideally, I would use code CLAY, C-L-A-Y, all caps at Take Profit Trader, but I am biased. But no, I don't think you understand, TJL. If you're using that $600 of your own money in NinjaTrader, like, do you realize that like one crazy move and you literally have $0 left to your name? Or, that $600 could literally be gone. Do you understand that $600 disappearing in the world of futures is like not hard to do? I'm not quite sure you understand like the amount of fire you're playing with right now, TJL. What tool do I use to draw on the charts? It's called Screen Marker and Recorder. Like, am I understanding this right, TJL? Like, you're using the $600 of your own money in Ninja. Yes, like Sari, I think that's how you say $600 in Ninja will last 30 seconds. Exactly. I don't think TJL is understanding. But thanks for the recommendation, though. I mean, yeah, it was a... Okay. Yeah, I'll just follow. Good luck. Good luck. Just remember who tried to be like, hey, $600 of your own money in a NinjaTrader account. We tried to warn him, though. We tried. Not everybody's going to listen to Pam's plant. Not everybody will listen to Pam's plant. With one micro ES, there could be a little hope for $600. I mean, I guess with one micro. I've lost $600 in 30 minutes using micros. Oh yeah, did you email me, Hoover? I said I'd keep an eye out for it. Let's see. Oh, that's you. Oh, I recommend that name. Um, all right, yeah, I'll work on that Hoover flag trader, but I do remember that name. Yeah, after the live stream's over, I'll get you taken care of. So what's potentially ideal here? Because keep an eye on that purple or pink line, 200 period moving average. So if this line continues to come across the top, it'll stay flat. Notice what's happening. Our risk profile is shrinking. Because if you do want to get short, let's just say right here, I don't like that because where do you put your stop? You know, you can put it up above here, but really? Then your risk box is like that big. For me, I don't like it. But if again, eyeballing it if it's looking something like that. But if you wait and you can get some sort of movement where it comes around here and then breaks at like this point, and if that's your entry point, now your risk profile is much smaller than what it was if you're getting in down here. So I don't like it right there, just because the risk profile, for in my opinion, is a bit much. Now, if we get a bunch of candles where the high all of a sudden becomes right here, then you could take like a breakdown or go, meaning you're getting short like right there, and then stop right there, and it's got to break down right now, or it's got to break down and go, or you're getting out. But we don't have enough data right there, so we'll have to see what this forms. But I don't like this at all. Like if you're like Clay, you're being a little wimp. Clay, grow some hair in your chest. Clay, do you even have any hair under your armpits? Like you call yourself a man? What's going on? Take that short. I guess I have shaved armpits or something, because I don't know. This is too much risk for me. I don't like it. I don't like taking a breakdown of that trend line here. I need to see a little bit more consolidation so we can shrink up some risk profiles here. But you know what? More power to you if you're looking at that and saying, no, I'm taking that. Just signed up from the prop firm after blowing 200. Oh, no. Oh, well, I appreciate you sharing that, Raytopia. I commend you for your transparency. Just signed up for the prop firm after blowing $2,500 of my own money. Wow, that's a lot of prop firms you could have bought. I don't mean to rub it in, but just to give a little context here. Thank you again, Ray, for your transparency. We can turn this into a good learning lesson. But with the prop firm, Ray just lost $2,500 of his own money. But even if we were saying, you know, doing the $150,000 of purchasing power, which cost $252 for $2,500, how many of those accounts could he have had? 2,500 divided by, is that 10 or 250? Yeah, 10. He could have 10 of those. Whoops. Well, there's Pam's plant. That's not what I meant to do. But Ray, thank you again. I appreciate your transparency for that. Hopefully you use my link and code, but wow, that's, oh boy. My ego is saying, please bounce, please bounce. I don't want to be wrong, but yeah, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot get short there. That seems like too much of a chase. Don't like the risk profile, but yeah. I guess I need to grow some hair under my armpits or something. I'll take care of you, Hoover flag. Don't worry. I'll just reboot everything for you. The commercials put me behind live. Reminds me of not realizing my first broker was on delayed charts. No, this is just this is delayed anyways. There's like a 3-second delay, so I don't think that number one trader on in YouTube. Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, I guess I got to go grow some hair under my armpits. Did anybody take that? Do we have any manly men or womanly women here? Anybody take that short on that break there? And they're like, what's this guy talking about? If you did, congratulations. We got about less than 5 minutes. I will go another 15 minutes. But we got to get this up to either 150 likes or, again, $20 in super chat. So if you want me to go another 15 minutes, again, I'll let this be viewer driven. If you're interested in that, I am measuring interest via likes and or super chats. So the goal would be to get this up to 150 likes or $20 in super chats in the next basically 4-ish minutes. Man, I would love to be able to day trade. Gaming, why are you not able to day trade, gaming? I may have a solution for you. KC did up 800. Good job. Casey's she's, well, I was going to say she's more of a womanly woman than I am, but that would be true regardless. So I don't have the matching analogy here. I took a quick short and locked in $76. TJL, you are playing with fire, my friend. Good grief. We just had somebody here that lost $2,500 using their own money, and you're sitting here playing with $600. Again, we got 3 minutes, so we need 20 more likes or $20 in super chats, and we'll go. Oh my goodness! Congratulations, anybody that took that. Wow. Why? Sometimes the market is just such a pain. Like, why could you have not have done that, bounced a little bit, and then gone? That's all I needed was a little bit of sideways action. Shrink up the risk profile a little bit. But no, the market was like, nope, don't care. We going down. All right, we got about 2 minutes. Again, we need 150 likes or $20 in super chats, and I'll go another 15 minutes, or else we'll just call it good. Up 648 after losing garbage penny stocks. Yes, Jalil. Will you, as somebody that's coming from penny stocks, will you agree that Pam's Plant, trading futures through a prop firm right here, Pam's Plant, would you agree that this is way better? Wow. What a breakdown. I see what you meant. Yeah, there you go, Shamir. Like, Shamir, I mean, so here's Shamir in penny stocks. Like I said, let's just look at this move for Shamir. This distance was from basically here, let's call it 19,880. And let's just call it, we won't even do the whole thing. We'll go right here. 19,840. So the difference here, Shamir, 880 down to 840 is 40. And again, in the world of futures, that's points. So that has been a 40-point move right there. 1 point, depending on this type of contract, but let's just go with the NQ. 1 point is worth $20 per contract. So this movement here, again, we had 40 points, and each one of those points is $20. $800, and that's only one contract. And how much money would have needed to been required to gain access to that $800? Well, in the world of prop firms, you would have needed $105, which would have actually allowed you to get up to 3 of those contracts. So that number of 800, if you had 3 contracts, multiply that by 3, that movement could have been $2,400. And again, how much of your own? $105. So watch this. Watch my sales skills here. So use the link in the chat room right there. Get this prop firm. Take advantage of the deal that they're running right now. And yeah, implement Pam's Plant. Futures, this is the argument for futures, and then this is the argument for why you should use a prop firm within futures. So, I mean, yeah, Pam's Plant is some good, powerful. Look at this breakdown. It just keeps going. Why weren't people screaming and yelling? Just short it right there, Clay. Who cares about the risk profile? Just get short there. Crazy. That's what the longs do too, Clay. I guess, Frank, I don't know what that's in reference to. Yes, the futures are the best. Exactly. That point at the high today has been acting as resistance for the last 3 days, but it's still a bullish triangle. I guess I'm not quite sure what you were referencing there. All right, so here's the question. Is this a dead cat bounce? Is this going to get a little bit more and then roll back over? That's the million-dollar question right now. Do you think this is a dead cat bounce? Will the trend continue? By the way, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just patting charts on the back. But who remembers me talking about this up here? I mapped out and I was like, hey, look, there's a bull pennant. But remember, I said there's a but. There's a bull pennant. But it's happening in what? It's happening in a downtrend. So what did I say? Yeah, so on any stocks. Do you keep an eye on the dollar while you trade or only focus on one market like the futures? Like no, I don't care about what the dollar's doing. I don't care about what any currencies are doing. Maybe I should, to be fair. Maybe I should. But I don't look at or care about anything like that. So the back test here, is that okay? So I could potentially do one final. So if this thing wants to come down to here, I will get short. But I can't see this push up too much more. That's going to mess up the risk profile. Because the higher this goes, the higher the risk profile goes. Yeah, so if it pushes up back up any higher, I just can't take that trade. And again, I am doing this for those of you that are new to futures. Watch the number down there if I get in and ask yourself, how do you feel about how that number is fluctuating? And if you think if it's too slow, I'm not offended. I'll give you a solution to how you can make that number even better. So I'm doing the bare minimum of volatility, the bare minimum of movement that you could expect. Did it just push up higher? It did. All right. Well, got to cancel that out. I no longer like the risk profile on that one. But I don't know. Maybe you're still okay with it and you're saying, no, I think if it comes back down here, I want to get short, stop over the high right there, and let's see if it wants to roll back over. But not looking like it's... Oh, I lost track of time. So, all right. Well, we did not reach the 150 likes. We did not get $20 in super chats. So I'll give another minute and a half. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a flurry of likes. So if we can get this up to 150 likes, so 17 likes, or I don't know, maybe there's another Pebbles in the room that wants to drop in the $20 super chat. I'll go for another 15 minutes. So we'll go for, we got a minute and 10. But if the interest is not quite there, that's okay. We'll move on with our days. But again, 150 likes or a $20 super chat. And we now have less than a minute. We got 50 seconds. So we'll see if we can get some momentum on the likes. This has been a fun stream, though. Had some good trades. Had some ones where I just got to move my stop loss in its favor. I don't know. Is there going to be a knight in shining armor that shows up with a $20 super chat? That's the question, because I don't think the likes are going to quite hit it. Still 15 away. All right, there we go. So, again, if you are interested, I am doing this free webinar tonight. I'll put a link in the chat room. And, this is, the tools I'm using to build consistency, to manage risk, and just ultimately, don't sign up here for looking for a magic pill. Don't sign up here for looking for a magic system. Those don't exist. That's not what we're going to talk about here. But I am going to share with you the tools, how I'm using them, how you should be using them to build consistency, to manage risk, and make sure you're focused on the things that actually matter. A lot of times people show up and they're doing things that they think they make sense, but they actually don't. So this class is geared definitely towards making sure that you have the proper guardrails, the proper framework in place so that you can attack and approach the markets in a way that's going to be most efficient. So if you are interested in that, like I said, the link is, I just put it in the chat. And then again, for you, those of you that want to do prop firms and get the discount, make sure you use the code right there. I'll put it there, or use that link, or you can just go to Take Profit Trader and then use code CLAY, C-L-A-Y in all caps. So check that out. And then for those of you that maybe know nothing about futures, I do offer a totally free class. And I'll put that right there. And you can check out that class. But overall, hopefully people get signed up for the webinar. And I'll see you, this evening. Would love to see you there. If you do